House of the Dragon, The Burning Mill, recap, review, and the Riverlands have fallen. With war boiling over, we have family and personal disputes between houses coming to a head. Especially in the Riverlands, we open up with feuds between House Blackwood and Bracken. One that has lasted over thousands of years. They are still fighting over where the border begins and ends. Maybe back in the day, this could have been solved with a small skirmish between these individuals, but now with war around us and them picking different sides, we have the first official battle of the Dance of the Dragons, The Burning Mill, with both ancient houses of the Riverlands taking heavy losses. The queen that never was, Rhaenys Targaryen, was a standout this episode. She was one of the few people actually giving the queen good advice, advocating that there is another way, there can be another way, can we stop this senseless bloodshed? Advocating that Alicent Hightower does not want war and there can possibly be a truce between you two. And the Black Council needed her presence, because with Daemon away at Harrenhal and Corlys tending to all the ships in the Navy, Black Council was showing they behind off on how war hungry and power hungry they are. Throughout the entirety of this episode, everyone on her council, except for probably the Maester and her own kin, was advocating for war. They have to strike first. They have to take down Aegon's armies that are building up across the realm. Especially when Baela came back with information that Criston Cole was moving an army somewhere across the Crownlands. Possibly to Rook's Rest? Yet somehow they found the audacity to tell Queen Rhaenyra that maybe she should take her small children and go hide somewhere while they fight the war for her. This is the uphill battle that Queen Rhaenyra must fight. Just because they are loyal to her does not mean they don't hold those same beliefs on women not stepping in what they see as a man's place. Don't worry, our queen reminded him what they were speaking was treasonous and they might need to shut their mouths. But Rhaenyra ain't dumb, folks. She realizes her family is in danger. They were able to go inside her own castle. So she comes up with a plan. The Vale of Arryn wants a dragon. She's gonna send her young son Joffrey over there with his sizable dragon and her younger children Aegon and Viserys to go sail up to the Vale, then shoot over the Pentos. All under the protection of a Targaryen princess, Miss Rhaena herself, who does not see this as an honor and sees it as a big babysitting gig. But after talking to her sister, hopefully she understood the responsibility put on her plate. If the cheddar hits the biscuit and everyone falls, Princess Rhaena is literally put in charge of the future of the Iron Throne, protecting 2 young princes and 3 extra dragon eggs just in case, because you gotta have contingency plans. But it's not going much better for the Greens, as you can see by Criston Cole trying to get himself psyched up for his first day as Hand of the King. Because we seeing just bad decision after bad decision. Aegon II of his name put his best buds, his pals, his friends, his amigos on his Kingsguard. The point of the Kingsguard is to have people willing to throw their lives down for you. Now these guys, they loyal, but they don't seem like they willing to do that for that man. They don't even seem to respect Sir Criston Cole. And the Green Small Council look like it's gonna fall apart. Bickering between the members, trying to see who's more important. And Iron Rod himself just telling everybody, boy, I'm ready to fight, long rod and all. Alicent looking around the room like, what are y'all doing? What's going on? This ain't the Small Council she remembered. There was more decorum than this. And they had Aegon telling everybody he's ready to go to war. He's ready to go out there and defend all his stuff. No, you not. You is not him. They know you not him. Everybody's scared to speak. Alicent like, nah, buddy, that's not a good idea, but nobody's paying attention. And you wanna know how I know Criston Cole ain't him? Because he literally still Aemon's plan to take the Riverlands by taking the Castle Harrenhal and presents it as his own idea. And when they suggest, hey, let's send Vhagar and Aemon with Sir Criston Cole's army, Aemon pull off all that reverse psychology and say, no, I'll go with the army because we can't risk something happening to you, Aegon, my big bro. And everybody in that room knew that would make Aegon want to go out there and fight on the open field. Lucky they didn't after seeing that run-in that Criston Cole had in with Baela Targaryen on her dragon. Lucky things weren't burnt up to crispy bits. Well, it probably would have been good for Sir Crispy to get a little burnt up. But Alicent did try to send some contingent plans with Sir Crispy himself, in form of her brother, Sir Gwaine Hightower. Lickspittle ain't seen a lick of action in the battlefield. While they are on the march, he takes a couple of Hightower men and he said, hey, we gonna stay at the inn for the night. Y'all stay over there in the camp and we'll meet back up with you. That's until Baela and her dragon Moon Dancer, not pictured here unfortunately, Flew a little too close to the ground just to give him a little scare. He was looking around like, oh, this is what y'all were talking about with the dragons flying all close with the fire in their breath. I'll stay with y'all. While Aegon's preparing to ride his dragon to war, Larys comes hopping up into this room. The Clubfoot's going about telling half-truths and full lies. That his mother Alicent and his brother Aemon are secretly trying to get him away from the city so they can rule in his stead. Now, Aemon was trying to probably do that, but not Alicent. But this is why you hug your children. When Alicent didn't hug that boy and reassure him, now he apt to believe anything. You know who Aegon was. And so he made the decision, hey, I'm not gonna go nowhere. I'm gonna stay in my city, which is good. We can't have our king all exposed and stuff, taking unnecessary risks. But he believes the Lord of Harrenhal. So much so, thankful for the information, he makes this man his master of whispers. An important position, especially in a time of war. He's proven himself to be somewhat reliable. Do you truly trust this man with your spy network? I mean, he's practically building the spy network. Do you trust him with this information? I can't wait to see what Larys does. It's such a wild card. So to celebrate himself not going nowhere, he gets the boys and say, let's have a fun night getting something wet in the town. That's where we see our boy Off. Off is the life of a party. He literally walks into the bar, everyone knows his name, they chopping it up with him. He sits with a table with 3 other scoundrels and tells a secret story, a super secret story, saying that he is the son of Baelon the Brave. Who is Baelon the Brave? Baelon Targaryen, the father of Viserys Targaryen and Daemon Targaryen. That's who that is. So hint people, he's saying he got the dragon blood in him. This is information that you need to keep secret if it's true. Especially when the king and his boys come rolling up to have a good time because there's a brothel in the back and they don't have to worry about going to war, at least not yet. A drunk, obliterated Aegon comes strolling up with his buddies and busts into the room that Aemon's in with the madam of this fine establishment. And Big Bro just goes in, lays into Aemon one eye, just making fun of him again and again in front of everyone. Aemon trying to keep his dignity, and with his thang slanging, he walks out booty butt behind naked and proclaims, you can have the woman, I am out. After that woman just last episode did a whole thing telling them, the small folk pay when princes play their games. Look at the man over here. They got him in here trying to have his fun time for the first time with a woman. He look like he don't want to beat her. This the environment that the king is bringing about, and it's not a good one. But I'm about to spend the time giving a shout out to Queen Rhaenyra because she has one last wild, last-ditch effort to avert the wars to come. She goes to the White Worm and tells her, I need your help. She want to sneak into King's Landing and speak with Alicent one more time. And she accepts Mysaria into her little council. Not little council, this is the important council, and Mysaria is there now. She got her seat at the table. Now, I did not like the plan to get Queen Rhaenyra in the King's Landing with just her and one Kingsguard member. I thought that was a dumb, idiotic plan that puts her at risk of being exposed. But she does make it to Alicent disguised as a Septon, or Septa. Rhaenyra the whole time's like, hey man, we shed blood on both sides. We gotta stop this now. It doesn't have to keep going. And Alicent's just like, hey man, Viserys said Aegon should be king. Aegon should be king. Even told Rhaenyra, like, what, do you really think I will lie about this? And Rhaenyra's on the verge of tears, but then she's asked, what did he say exactly? And she explains he was talking about Aegon and the Song of Ice and Fire, and she didn't really know what that meant, but she knew he wanted Aegon on the throne. Rhaenyra's like, you big dummy. The Song of Ice and Fire is a story he told me talking about Aegon the Conqueror. He wasn't talking about Aegon on the throne. But Alicent has to walk away and tells Rhaenyra, hey, I'm not gonna tell him you here, but it's too late for any truce, any way for us to resolve this. The only thing it is war now. This is what happened when people just don't talk things out. Now look what you did, Alicent. Now it wasn't all on you because war was inevitable. Arthur already had a plan in place, but you helped speed it along. Alicent gave the Greens a fighting chance. A really good chance. They did a really good job spinning a lot of propaganda. But what did y'all think of the episode? I'll have more videos to come talking about some plot points that I did leave out in this review recap. Like the video, leave a comment, make sure you follow, and I'll see you on the next time with the hottest D of the summer, people.